Good afternoon, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, for another edition of Hardison's Tips. And we're waiting for our special guest all the way from America's heartland, Chris Younggren, and he's got some great things to share with you. He happened to be on with Richie Bello a little while back, and I had an opportunity to bring him on. So it's lunchtime. I'm doing a class. I know he's doing a class. So what I'm going to do is bring him up, and we can see. Well, can you hear me, Chris? Can you speak? Could you say something, Chris? Can you hear me, Chris? Okay, we're having a few difficulties, cannot get him up, but we'll work on that and see if we can get him. What we wanted to discuss and talk about today was something that every salesperson really forgets about, and that is the product presentation walk around. The product presentation walk around is one of the most integral things if you ask some high gain questions. And now we want to get those questions addressed before we take them out for a demo ride. And we're going to try it again. Looks like Christian. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Oh, wow. He can do both.
Yeah.
Hey, glad that you can give up some of your time. We do this as Hardison's Tips just quickly because I know you're busy. I'm in class, but we try to find the best of the best that we can around the country. So we've had somebody from Iowa, that great state. We've had somebody from Idaho. We've had somebody from Louisiana. We've had somebody from Boston. So we just try to go. So I know we're back in the great state of Iowa, and I spent some time there. But just quickly, can you just give the customers and the salespeople, managers, that 30,000 foot, who you are, why you do it, what you're into?
Sure. You got it, Brandon. Thanks for having me on, for starters.
Okay.
Real quick, just been in the business since 91. Like a lot of people, I graduated from college. Upon graduating, 6 months after I graduated, they really do want those student loans. So they came knocking on my door asking for that. I thought I was going to go work for some Fortune 500 company and work my way up to CEO, maybe unseat, some Lee Iacocca or somebody big like that. But fortunately, it just didn't happen that way. So I started selling cars, worked my way up, selling cars, did finance, did sales manager for 10 years. Then I worked my way up to general sales manager, all at the same Chevy dealership right here in Moline, Illinois. Iowa, we border Iowa, so we're right there. They're right with a stone's throw from us. And so then after that, I got into training with cars.com and with a large dealer group. Gurley Leap, 23 different stores. I managed or trained their Iowa platform. And then I decided here in November to start Kaizen Automotive Consulting, which is my own consulting group.
Okay.
Our main, that's really my background. The main thing we do is recruiting, training, and coaching. So we call it RTC. We recruit the salespeople, then we train them for you. But then we think it's imperative that we continue to do one-on-one coaching with them throughout that first month, role playing with them after they've got some real life experience. So that's really where we feel that the training, that's where it really sticks, is that part.
Okay.
So that's a quick view.
Beautiful. Appreciate that. Now, you said a couple of things in there, because here's where most dealer principals, general managers, or even front end managers don't really get it. And that's about the human capital. If you remember, if you're breathing, start Monday, not really taking their arms around somebody who made a career change. And then they wonder why we have this revolving door, and they think it's not them. They think it's, well, he wasn't a salesperson anyway. Can you address maybe to some of the people why it's important to do the processes that you and your organization does when you're trying to find new talent?
Yes, for starters, I really believe that good salespeople are made, not born. They're made, not born. You may have some qualities. Let's face it, being able to establish rapport, being able to talk to people from the prince to the pauper, and having that ability to be able to identify with people and be empathetic. That's a skill that not everybody has, but it can be taught over time. So some people naturally will feel, hey, I'm for sales because I'm good at those aspects. However, it's really about following the process. It's a process. It was put together for a reason. It's no different than baking a cake. Or, for instance, my grandma made killer chocolate chip cookies. Okay.
Right.
So if I tried to follow her killer chocolate chip cookie recipe by memory, I'd probably do pretty good. But let's say that I was following it by memory and I put in the flour, I put in the sugar, I put in the chocolate chips, but I forgot a key ingredient like the butter.
Yeah.
Would my cookies taste like hers? Of course not. Of course they're not going to taste the same. So the point is that success has been made or invented. I mean, we know some of the things over all these years, what we've been in the car business since the 1900s. So the automotive business has been around for so long. And yeah, there's adjustments, but let's not leave out key ingredients. So there's a process that's a structure. Sometimes the situation will dictate you deviating a little bit, not from the structure, but in how you present each step. However, the main steps, the foundation always remains the same. The bottom line is, don't forget the butter in those cookies. Don't forget the butter in the automotive sales process.
I like the way you put that, because I talk to many managers, and for some reason they forget that person listened to what they said, decided in their mind that, okay, I'll take this leap of faith as far as a career change. But then once they have them inside the dealership on the showroom floor, they turn into Jekyll and Hyde. They don't spend any one-on-one time. They don't manage by walking around. Even before or after your shift, hey, Christian, how did it go today? What can I do to make it better? They forget that these people are brand new and they're trying to put all of this together. And you know as well as I do, on their drive home with their significant other at home, did I make the right choice? Is it going to get any better than this? And then they wonder why we have the turnover that we do.
Well, you're right. So that first month, whether it's any job, but it's like drinking water through a fire hose, right? I mean, it's all coming at you so quick. Product knowledge, the particular dealership type of paperwork. Some dealerships have the salespeople fill out all the trade information. Some don't. How to use the CRM, what the expectations are, the selling process itself, objection handling, negotiation, bypassing a lot of objections that keep them from even getting on a demonstration drive. That's why the one-on-one coaching is so imperative, but not even stopping there. It's really one-on-one time with the salesperson. So whether I do the one-on-one with them, I can do the one-on-one to help them with the skill development and hold their feet to the fire on maybe some word tracks that you want them to learn, and how to handle those types of things. However, the sales manager, what they want to do is have that daily one-on-one. And I know it sounds good in theory, and a lot of times you think, how can I find another half an hour in my day? It doesn't have to be a half an hour. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes we used to do something at the dealership we'd call extended one-on-ones and short mini one-on-ones. And the mini one-on-ones was opportunities, activities, results. So how many opportunities did you have yesterday? I waited on 3 people. What activities did you get them to? Well, I got 2 of them to a presentation and demonstration, and I got 1 of them to a write-up, and I did sell a car. That's the result. So let's go take a look at those other 2 people that didn't purchase. Let's figure out what's going on with them. What happened in those situations? How did you leave it with them? Well, they didn't even take a demo drive because they ran out of time. Or we worked some figures with them, but they wanted more for their trade. Well, maybe we get another manager involved. Maybe we've got a wholesaler here that can take a look at it. But I
Sure.
think that's where it's imperative, because again, as you said, you talked about this Jekyll and Hyde, they're really hoping for a mentor. And a mentor is hard to go up and ask somebody if you'll be their mentor. But when you were talking to them as a manager, trying to convince them to come into this business, there was part of them that felt like, you know, if this guy becomes my mentor, I can make this work. I can do this. And then when he or she starts to see that that's not going to be the case, that's when that conversation that you said about with him and his wife on their way to dinner, that's where that starts to come up. So I would agree with you. I think that, you know, whether it's a 30-year veteran or a 3-day new person, the one-on-one's important. However, it's even more imperative for that 3-day person.
No, I'm glad you put it on the head with that. We got some folks on the West Coast. Richie Bello is saying hi because he's out there doing some business. And we have a 20-year veteran from Alexandria, Louisiana at Walker Honda. Lamar Holmes checking in with that. Just wanted to say that. Now, one thing that we both have in common, since we did some research on each other, certified pre-owned. I spent some time with Ford. I hear you spent some time with Nissan. What's one great thing that maybe these salespeople that are listening now, wondering when is their manufacturer going to have better allocation with all the right trim packages there? Why should they be looking at a switch vehicle, which is a CPO? And both of us know why it's the best, but what's one of the advantages you tell your people about certified pre?
As you said, a lot of advantages, but the one advantage I really like is they're purchasing really peace of mind. They're purchasing peace of mind is what they're purchasing. And it's hard to put a value on peace of mind. Okay. It might mean something different to you than it means to me. I would say peace of mind can be priceless. I mean, we pay for peace of mind. We maybe don't want to do physical damage insurance for our house, but you know what? We know that $10,000, $12,000 in one day for a brand new roof is a lot to swallow on our budget. So therefore, we purchase that. We hope we never have to use it. So, I mean, it's really kind of crazy. We pay this premium each month for our home insurance, hoping that we're never going to use it because we want peace, but we have what we really want, which is peace of mind. Well, the CPO is the same. You're purchasing this vehicle. You're going to pay more for this vehicle than you do for a normal, let's say that we're looking at a Chevy Impala certified pre-owned vehicle versus a non-certified pre-owned. Very similar. You're going to pay more for the certified pre-owned because you're paying for that peace of mind. And so that's what I like the most about it. And it also gives you it gives us really a third segment. So you've got your new, you know, when I first started, you had your new and you had your used. Well, now you've got another segment. It's the in-between segment. And there's got to be something to it, Brandon. I mean, it keeps growing every year. It just grows and grows, you know, and so there's got to be something to it. Consumers have to like that peace of mind. And in our transparent society, with everybody's invoices out there hanging for everybody's prices out there, ability for customers to go in and find out about negotiation, all these types of things, it just lends itself so well with this transparent society we live in now to have that certified pre-owned vehicle. So really, if you think about it, it's not super surprising its growth over the last 5-10 years.
No, you hit it on the head. And I talk to GMs, and I know you do, and talk to service managers, and they simply say that one's against the other because of silos, one department's against the other. The reason why I don't like the program is because the turn takes too long. The technicians got all these points to go through, and we want to get the vehicle with some pictures, get it up online so the customer, all types of excuses, I say, because if we assigned, and this is what I tell people, assign a champion between the used car manager and that service technician to make sure that everything is on spot so we can cut down that turn time and get it to the front line so consumers can take advantage of it with that. But it's the best thing that's going. But I know we're getting short on time, but I got to bring this up. talk about this thing that you do with your psychology thing. What are you researching?
So what you're talking about, Brent, I appreciate you bringing that up. So one thing I didn't talk about on the top is I have a YouTube channel, Christian Younggren. And on that YouTube channel, what we do, our main focus is on automotive skill development. So learning word track skill development. Our secondary is we teach you how to close deals with the psychology of sales. And then finally, we do dealer, vendor, product, and service reviews. So an example of one thing I love is how psychology affects the sale. I mean, let's think about it. We've got people that are coming in to purchase a vehicle. They need to buy a vehicle. 99% of America wants to drive a vehicle before they buy it. They want to see a vehicle. I mean, people need them. They don't like coming into dealers. They've ranked it in the past between getting a root canal and being sued. So it's a process they don't like. So when you do things you don't like, a lot of times you come in and say things that you don't really mean, or you do things you don't really mean. You've got all these concerns on your mind, these unfound, sometimes unspoken concerns. So I find it very interesting how psychology is so prevalent in automotive sales. So let me give you an example of some of the things that we teach. So we talk about the reciprocity rule. So there's a reciprocity rule. The reciprocity rule is very simple. It just means if I do something nice for you, you'll do something nice for me. There's physical and then there's emotional reciprocity. I physically lend you something. So you go ahead and you borrowed my tools. And so now you feel compelled to loan me your lawnmower when I ask. Or there's emotional, where I gave you some time and let you cry on my shoulder about your boyfriend or girlfriend and vice versa.
Right.
Reciprocity can help you in sales as well. So let me tell you about a famous study that's really cool that shows the power of reciprocity. So there's a famous study done on restaurant servers. So what the study wanted to do was see if a gift would increase the amount of tips that a server would get whenever they presented the gift. So what they did was they had the server present the guest with a mint after they brought the bill. They'd bring the bill, they'd say, hey folks, here's the bill, and then here's a mint for everyone. Well, when they gave them a mint, tips increased 3%. Now you're saying big deal, not a lot, right? Now here's the kicker though. When they went ahead and said, hey, I'm going to give you guys 2 mints. When they gave them 2 mints, it actually went up to 14%. Not bad increase. But here's the kicker, and here's where it's really cool and where it really comes into play. If the if the server went to the table, gave them the bill, put the mint down, and then spun around, turned on a dime like they were getting ready to walk away, but then they came back and they looked at the table and they said, you know what? For you fine folks, here's an extra mint. And they went around and gave everybody mint. Tips went up 23%. So a $100 bill, you made another $23. That's amazing. So the reason it works is because, one, it's unexpected. Well, number one, actually somebody has to start it. So that's the first step, is somebody starts it. So the server gave that person the mint. It was unexpected. They didn't expect that second mint. And then lastly, it was personalized because maybe they ate a bunch of food with garlic. So it's kind of nice to get that mint now. So again, think how you could apply that in the automotive business. If you had a guest that you knew liked to go mudding on the weekends with their Jeep, and they came in for a gift, maybe send them a gift for a referral, or to send them a gift just for the purchase, maybe you send them a complete detail with a little note that just says, hey, I know you like to go mudding. Here's something that can help your car look nice or your Jeep look nice after one of those weekends where you go muddy. And then you just go, hey, enjoy. And then now it's personalized, and they're going to feel compelled, maybe not to run right in and buy another car, but I bet you they give you a shot at the next time they're in the market for a car.
I like that. Now, how about repeating where they can find that information again, just in case they didn't grab it? So where can they find it?
The name that you see right on the screen, Christian Younggren's my name. So it's Christian Younggren. It's at the YouTube. Christian Younggren's the channel. The name of my company is Kaizen Automotive Consulting. But again, you just would go look up Christian Younggren YouTube channel, and I've got a host of videos on there for you to look at. So I'd appreciate you leaving me a comment if you go look at one of those and supporting me. But it's free. You can watch them as many times as you want. If you want more information about it, the one-on-one coaching, go ahead and send me a direct message.
Outstanding. Now, before I let you go and before I get back to my class here, since you're on that Illinois-Iowa border and I'm here in the East Coast and we're both dealing with this COVID situation, what's one of the issues that maybe you as a best practice has found out where consumer confidence is still there? Because all of us, I know, around the country, some dealerships are struggling where consumer confidence for sales and service, they're just shut down. But is there any one thing that you advise, or any one best practice that you see that dealerships are doing to keep the consumer confidence up?
Well, obviously what you need to do is you need to pretend like that you're cleaning the showroom and that you're putting things in place for the guest that is the most, for lack of a better word, paranoid about getting the virus, or the most concerned, because there's going to be a lot of people, as you know, that aren't as concerned as others. So if you prepare for the one that's the most concerned, then you've got yourself covered for everybody else. You should be able to cover for everybody else. But even more importantly, it's just keeping your head right, keeping your attitude right. That's going to be the most important. What I would tell you is stay away from the news first thing in the morning when you wake up and right before you go to bed. That subconscious mind, it's so malleable and susceptible to suggestion at those times that just don't do it. You have to know what's going on and understand what's going on in the world. I get it. You got to know if your kids are going back to school or if you're going to homeschool them again. But maybe get yourself in a better spot first. Mentally feed your brain with positive things, whether it's Tony Robbins or a video from you. I know you do motivational, or whoever it is. Do that. Feed your mind with positive thoughts the first 20 minutes in the morning, the last 20 minutes before you go to bed. I think if you do those things, you're going to find that the COVID doesn't bother you quite as much as it had in the past.
Outstanding. I will take that. So, gang, once again, I hope you picked up on at least one, because Christian, if you were listening, Christian gave you a few things that really talk about. So one more time, how can they find your YouTube?
It's Christian Younggren. That's the YouTube channel. Just put in Christian Younggren and you'll find it. And go ahead and watch any of those videos. Like I said, if you got any questions or info, just go ahead and reach out to me. You can reach out to me at christianyounggren@gmail.com. I'll talk to anybody at any time, any hour of the night. I just want to try to help people be better car salespeople.
Outstanding. We do thank you for your time, because you're on Central Time. I'm on Eastern Time, but we're making it rock and roll every day. So everybody out there, as always in parting, you go out and make it a champion day.
All right.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.